Hi, and welcome to our presentation, Implementing a Nature-Infused Curriculum During a Pandemic. I'm Beth Counihan with my colleague, Susan Lago. We are both faculty members at Queensborough Community College, City University of New York, located in Bayside, Queens.
Learners enrolled at CUNY Queensborough Community College live in New York City's most diverse borough of Queens and are from more than 140 countries and speak more than 84 languages. And here you see a picture of downtown area in Flushing, Queens, and a picture from our Queensborough Community College campus, and those are the cherry blossoms in bloom.
Here we have Oakland Lake, which is steps away from our campus. It's a beautiful pond, part of the New York City's Parks Department. It's a natural kettle pond created during the Ice Age. And it's an extension of, it's part of Alley Pond Park. The pond itself is, I think, about 20-30 feet at the deepest part, and the path around it is about a mile long. So both Professor Lago and I have enjoyed for many semesters taking our students on nature walks around Oakland Lake, and that's sort of what brought us together to do this nature-infused curriculum study. We're also around Oakland Lake, showing you pictures here of some turtles sunbathing on a log, a red-winged, red-tailed hawk, swans. There's a pair of swans and their babies that live in the lake, on the lake. And also this is, I believe, a night heron. There's lots of herons hanging around the lake, and all sorts of water birds. Our question for our study, which is still being refined, even though we've been doing this study really since around fall 2019, is what is the effect of a nature-infused curriculum on community college student learning and engagement? Can a nature-infused curriculum help improve or contribute to a sense of community? Students' writing skills, such as summary and analysis, students' knowledge and concern, awareness of climate change, and could it also ultimately help with student retention and graduation? And here, another photo from around Oakland Lake, a red-winged blackbird hanging out in a dogwood tree, or maybe these are cherry blossoms. I think this is dogwood. We surveyed our students about what they like to do in nature in Queens and how often they get out and about in nature. This is also including surveying them now while we're only online during the pandemic. And our students tell us, geographically, Queens is as varied as all the different people that live in Queens. So we have beaches here along Rockaway. This is all ocean front. We've got Jamaica Bay, we've got Little Neck Bay, we have many ponds and forests and parks. The activities that our students enjoy outside are picnics and cookouts, jogging, playing sports, dog walking, taking walks alone or with friends. The data collection for our study, our IRB approved study, and so we really started formally in spring 2020, working together on this. We do surveys 3 times per semester, collect the students' writing. My students were all from an English 101 course that was a very small class because it was a pilot program. There were only 15 students. Professor Lago's course was a developmental writing ALP course. So between the two of us, we had about 40 students all together. And the data we're going to discuss really is the students' writing. We have to keep adjusting our survey and formalizing for continuing this study in fall 21 and spring 22.
The CUNY shut down in early March 2020, followed by city, state, and national lockdowns in the following weeks, severely impacted the study. In spring 2020, my ALP students went on the scheduled nature walk to Oakland Lake the day before campus shut down on March 12, 2020. Since fall 2020 was fully online, students were given the choice to either go for a nature walk on their own if local lockdown conditions permitted, or were given a link to a live nature cam. Neither one of these activities could really replicate the nature walk the class took in fall 2019. For these reasons, the full study will have to wait until campus in-person instruction resumes. And here you see a picture taken through a chain link fence of an empty playground in days after the shutdown. Next. And here, this picture was taken at another New York City park in Queens. You can see that the park is closed. There's a sign that says courts are closed to group play. Please exercise alone and use social distancing.
For my English 101 class, we also had taken a walk around Oakland Lake right before the shutdown, and the students were really bonding with each other. And then having to make the switch, we did work also with nature cams, reading New York Times articles about the benefits of being in nature during the pandemic. It kind of switched the curriculum a bit. In fact, right on St. Patrick's Day, March 17th, Alex Williams of the Times wrote an article, "Is it okay to take a walk?" So I had my students read that and we discussed it. And we also planned a post-pandemic fantasy luxury eco-travel vacation. So we tried to keep things a little light.
In fall 2019, my developmental course included assignments and activities that aligned with their multimodal project that they were doing in their English Composition 1 course of the ALP about the impact of green spaces on New York City residents. Scaffolded activities included a nature walk to Oakland Lake, where students gathered observations of nature using the iNaturalist app, which identified the Linnaean taxonomic classification and allowed the students to crowdsource their data with an international community of nature enthusiasts, scientists, and environmentalists. They then created a digital project using their essay and their photographic evidence. In the developmental course, students were required to include this Composition 1 essay in their portfolio, along with their selected discussion board posts, an essay they had written on Walden, and their midterm, as well as a 2-page reflexive introduction to the portfolio. And here you see a picture of 2 swans at Oakland Lake in the water. In fall 2019, one of my students wrote, "Environmentally, we need things like oxygen, water, and soil, where it's found to be held in places like public parks that have green spaces. Green spaces can provide things we all may need." And here you see a picture of a path going through a park and flowering trees and ferns. A year later, in fall 2020, a student wrote, "This weekend, I went to the Central Park to enjoy the sunny day and distract my mind from a lot of stress by seeing other kinds of people and looking at the colorful fall season. Unfortunately, I couldn't smell anything with the mask, but I did feel that it was very cold that day. Lastly, it was an amazing way to distract my mind on this beautiful park." And here you see a picture of Central Park, the pond.
For my English 101 classes, watching nature cams, one student was posting about eagles in the Rockies, another about lions in the Serengeti. And here the student that posted about the eagles wrote, "I always found eagles to be a fascinating / deadly bird. Today I was able to observe as the mother eagle stands guard over the nest while the babies try to figure out life. The baby's moving around a lot like human babies, and the mother seemed annoyed. Some parents can relate, ha. Nature is scary but beautiful. Another student observing lions wrote, I've always had a fascination with lions and lionesses. I watched two lionesses lazy around together. It was nighttime, so it felt serene and still. And here's a picture of a very bold lion with his proud mane. Another student reflection, a student that went for walks and also was writing about a New York Times article about forest therapy. She was reflecting about how the forest therapist had advised that you must involve all your senses to be immersed in the nature experience. And the student wrote, by doing this, the calm surrounds me like I am burying myself in sand, not in a way that frightens my brain, but in a way that settles over you to conform to who you are, hugging you so tight that you feel safe, calm, and secure enough to release yourself to nature. And here, another picture from Oakland Lake, a close-up of a blue jay. So overall, our conclusion is that we are hoping post-pandemic that we can broaden our study, also refine it, especially with our surveys, so we can get some more hard data to work with and work more with the student reflections, the student writings. We're hoping post-pandemic we can be back together, taking our students together around Oakland Lake and other places near campus, nature places. And we also hope that we can expand the study to be more about nature across the curriculum, across disciplines, because we do feel that this helps to increase student engagement and that it makes life in college more fun. So we ask that you join us. We'd like faculty from across the country at other community colleges that we could perhaps all work together. And we end with another picture of Oakland Lake, yet another swan photo, but here the swan is hanging out with his two friends, the turtles. So thank you to everyone, and we hope to see you in person next year.
Thank you so much.